It's Nolan.
Yo, get them niggas out the studio, bro. Nah, for real. Get them niggas out, bro. Niggas killing my vibe here, man. I gotta get right. I gotta get right, bro. Dead serious, bro. Don't make me. Hey. Check it out. It's a process, gotta find the chemistry to mix it. Gotta fight the odds to turn it to a statistic. Gotta fight your homies when they losing their ambition. Gotta fight a case when you ain't trying to go to prison. It's a process, I've been on my grind 10,000 plus hours, don't never talk to me about time. Don't tell me to be patient, homie, I've been self-reliant. Doing favors for vultures and it's been weighing on my mind. Still I rise, it's a process, sleeping on Bobby couch. My pops see the vision, but still he might just kick me out. See what I'm really about. My people starting families, feel like I'm about to be hungry for life chasing a Grammy. But understand me, it's a process. Niggas got their own shit to deal with. My songs only save them when I'm gone. I hate it when I'm home. I feel so unproductive when I'm asleep. It's somebody up the street that's going harder than me. But it's a process. Stuck in survival mode. Run for that pot of gold. My phone is on silent mode. Scrolling on Twitter, I see the tides changing. I feel like baby boomers when they online banking. Ben Franklin in my account. Made it about the drought. Actions finally lining up with the words out my mouth. Representing the South. Struggling, trying to put it on the map. I ain't talking about the trap. Let's bring it back to the rap. I do it all for my city. Good, bad, and different. I'm all for my city. Even when I hate it, I'm involved with my city. Started from the bottom, I evolved with my city. Yeah. I do it all for my city. Good, bad, and different. I'm all for my city. Even when I hate it, I'm involved with my city. Started from the bottom, I evolved with my city. Bringing all my dogs with me. Yeah. This the revival of the lost art. Driving my prices out the ballpark in Poshmark. Relentless lyricism still in the A. Chick-fil-A, boy, I fry 'em up in different estates. I'm feeling great. The status is climbing, changing the climate. Screw facing like Onyx, whipping up the better product. Straight up out the kitchen, got the butter in my fingernails. Trap paper out the courtroom, string a bell. My life's been timid, my light's been dimming. Seen niggas dying for business, the price of a fitted is crazy. Never said picking a killer made you real. If you holding down your block, make sure you paying your bills, young broke niggas, telling lies under oath niggas. I hope niggas choke slam you through the ropes, nigga. My Twitter handle turning up like I done switched channels. Stereotypes I'm about to dismantle. I do it all for my city. Good, bad, and different. I'm all for my city. Even when I hate it, I'm involved with my city. Started from the bottom, I evolved with my city. Bringing all my dogs with me. Do it all for my city. Good, bad, and different. I'm all for my city. Even when I hate it, I'm involved with my city. Started from the bottom, I evolved with my city. Bringing all my dogs with me. Yeah.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. As y'all can see in the thumbnail here, we're going to be talking about Miss Trina and Nicki Minaj's relationship. We're also going to be talking about the relationship as it stands currently with UnWineWithTashaK and JT, the City Girls, and the confirmation of their official breakup. We're going to be getting into that as well, as Trina recently did an interview talking about how things went with Nicki. And UnWineWithTashaK did an interview with Complex where she spoke on the status of things with the City Girls. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be getting into another Kanye West lawsuit. Not pictured in the photo, but man, every day that passes, it's just like on some Diddy shit. Kanye has a new lawsuit coming out, mostly from ex-employees that worked with him at Yeezy. If y'all could remember, even the Adidas people that worked with him at Yeezy had complaints of him acting erratically in the office, allegedly stroking his chicken, if you know what I'm talking about, in front of people in the office, the ultimate unprofessionalism. So I don't know what to believe and what not to, man. Once it gets to a point where motherfuckers, hey, when the power of 5 gather in one room, I'm going to start thinking shit got to have some sort of truth to it. Okay? But that's not the subject of today's show in totality. So first things first, we're going to get into Miss Trina. She had a conversation in an interview titled, "What Happened to Friendship with Nicki Minaj?" In this interview, Trina debunks lies surrounding the quote-unquote BAP situation, the song, and their friendship. Trina says her team dropped the ball after Nicki Minaj willingly and directly assisted with getting the song to radio. The Miami rapper said Nicki Minaj was supportive throughout the entire ordeal while her team left her feeling used, abused, and hurt. Trina says when her mother passed away, Nicki was one of the first people to reach out and send condolences. She also addressed the queen of rap being Beyonce drama. So Trina is clearing up a lot. All right. She had a conversation with Carlos King around all of these things. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is Carlos King. We're gonna pull it up. We're gonna get into it. And to be honest, I'm glad that Trina is coming out talking about this, as a matter of fact, because now we're gonna get to see some actual positive reinforcement when it comes to the ladies in rap dealing with Nicki Minaj. We don't see a lot of solidarity. We tend to see things go bad. We tend to see things go left. We don't see a lot of long-standing relationships between her and the ladies. And unfortunately, when I talk about it or when other people talk about it and point those things out, they always want to say it was not her fault and we're just haters. So shout out to Trina coming out and giving us the antithesis to that, saying, hey, we're still cool. We're good. She's supportive of me. Even when we did the record, people thought that she didn't give me the clearance or whatever, or she wasn't supportive. She actually was. It was her own squad that dropped the ball. Let's go ahead and pull this up once and for all. I like this. I like that. I'm not disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm shot in the foot because somebody. No, hell no. I want to see more unity. I want to see more of it. You know what I mean? All right, y'all, give me a second.
Like, I worked, like, seriously my butt off for this album. All the features on the album, from Miss Kelly Price to Nicki Minaj to 2 Chainz to Lil Wayne to everybody that was on the album. And we got this far, and you guys came to me and said, this is the record we put out as a single. So once you said that, it gassed me up. Yeah. So now I'm gonna do my calls and reach out and make sure my part is done. So you don't have to do all the extra work. I'm just gonna hit her up myself, you know, but I'm gonna send you what she's saying so we can get the proper people to handle it. Yeah. And I feel like they didn't do it. They dropped the ball and I just felt the way. And so, yeah, when that happened, somebody that was working with me on my team had, I don't know if they went live or was it Vigo? What was happening at the time? Was it live?
It was, well, this person said, I believe he called Nicki Minaj a manipulator, manipulative, and I'm with you. I don't know if it was a live or a tweet.
I don't know if it was a live or was it on social media or Twitter. I don't know, remember so ideally what it was. Yeah. But I just remember everybody just like hitting me up, ringing me up. And when I saw it, I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, and his response was like, you know, I'm just feeling mad because we did all this work and we got this song and she's not helping out and she's not, and I was like, you're wrong. It don't work like that. You're on this side, but you're not on the business side. Mm-hmm. You just on partially creative side, but you're not cutting no checks, okay? So therefore, I felt like this is my team. Everybody that was working for me on this side was blindsided like me. I felt like he acted out of emotion, but you don't act out of emotion on live against a celebrity that's somebody that I know, that I have a relationship with, a friendship with.
Right, you're a friend.
You was wrong.
Her. Yeah.
So I'm gonna put you in your place first, but I'm gonna deal with my manager because now I'm really alarmed, like something's not going right. Like I'm feeling like, I'm just like feeling betrayed, like the job, what are you doing? Like, are you stealing from me? Like what's happening? Because why aren't you responding and this making this happen? Like at least come to me and say, okay, well, they want this much for this or that and we can't do it. But you didn't give me no info. You just kept saying you handled it, you handled it. After a while, it started feeling like you playing with me and I'm extra mad. But in the midst of all of this that's going on, mind you, this is in the prime time of when I'm losing my mom. My album has come out in June. My mom passed away in September. So I was like, I couldn't even really focus, but we couldn't back on that. It was go time. We had to go. And so in the middle of this now, I know what's going on, but I think I'm hurt with how I'm feeling towards my manager at the time. I'm not even I'm not even addressing the rest of my team. I'm not even talking, like, I don't even have nothing to say to y'all. But so you know what? Now I gotta lively, like, say, this person that works for me has no place to do what he did or speak on my behalf. I don't need nobody to speak for me. What the fans think, they don't even know or say. What you are saying on my team, you don't even know what you're talking about. And nobody knows that everything that I needed done from the song as far as radio to move forward came directly from Nicki. Like, they don't know that. Like, y'all thinking, the team is thinking it's the label with the games. I gave all the information. So everybody just shut up. Like, seriously, like, it just, it wasn't just the time for that. And it was like right after that, boom, after that happened, after I said what I said on live and got off, that wasn't like in our relationship. We were still like talking. We were still talking.
Y'all were still communicating after the live.
Yes, but she knew I was hurt and upset about it. But at the end of the day, that's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was really trying to help. But again, like, I took the blame for it. Even though it's my team, my management, these are people that I work for. I don't like to play the blame game. It's my project. It's my job. It's my thing. If it took a hit, I'm going to stand up for that. Because I worked hard I put it together. Y'all are just the people that's in position, and you let me down. Dealing with that situation with the manager, and I come to find out, you got a whole bunch of money under deal for me. We didn't know about it, so we all blindsided. You left me hanging. It's still my name, my brand. I'm gonna stand up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that loss, it changed my mind mentally of who I deal with, like working with people, trusting. This is a person I work with my entire career since I started. So I trusted you. Like, I trusted you, and you did me wrong,
You had to let them go?
I had let go. I couldn't even be around you. I was hurt. I was humiliated. I felt betrayed. I felt used. I felt lied to. Like, I felt like you saw me struggling and working hard to finish my project. I brought you in. My project was almost done. I just brought you in because you've been in this industry for so long, and I worked with you my whole career, and I know you know how to go in and do the talk, like the stuff that I don't need to do. I know you know how to do it. At least I trusted you to do it because I've been working with you since I started. But it's always been a big team. Now it was just us, and I put all my trust in you, and you failed me. So it's not the end of the world. It hurt. It bothered me. I still feel like I had an amazing album. I still am completely grateful for every person that got on my album, every feature. Even after that, even when June came, the album went away, it was going down, my mom passed, Nicki was one of the first people to reach out to me. Like, genuinely, I wasn't even thinking about that no more. Like, none of that. Like, I was so, like, I was really tapped out. But I'm still having to be here present to deal with everything that's happening. Here's my team over here speaking out. Here's the manager doing foul. It was a lot for me.
Yeah, and the thing is, especially like you said, when it comes to your friendship, because at the end of the day, you two had a great friendship. And then I'm happy to hear that obviously you two were still talking and communicating. Your mom passed, she reached out to you and all those things. And then you did this interview. They asked you who paved the way for rap, for people on rap.
No, that's not what they said. They asked me, who is
the queen of rap?
Yes, and I said, the queen be Beyonce. They didn't say, now if they would have said, all right, give me your top 5 queens, okay? I'm going to give it to the girls, always.
Yeah.
But when you say, first of all, I'm fresh off the Renaissance tour. Let's be very clear.
And listen, and like all of us, you're a Beyonce stan.
No, I'm stand out. So when you ask it, it's like, because people, you can't deny or take credit from nothing that Beyonce do. I just love Beyonce. It was in the hype of the moment. I'm off stage fresh. I'm doing all these interviews. I just finished performing. They asked about that. Did you get a chance to see the Renaissance concert or go, whatever? I was like, what do you mean? Yes, I love it. And went, I'm in the moment. And then after that, well, who do you feel like is the queen of rap? Queen Beyonce, duh. Like, it's going to be Beyonce over everybody to me. I just love Beyonce. Like, she's a top tier, upper echelon. She pushes the envelope beyond envelopes. And even Missy, she was like, nah, girl, I know you wouldn't even say me when they said that. You going to always say Beyonce. Like, and it's always going to. It's just that. It don't take no credit from nobody. It's so many girls. I love all these girls. I'm just happy they doing their thing and what they doing. I don't even have time for hate or negativity.
All right, so that's Trina with her account on the situation with Nicki Minaj. She ran everything down, let everybody know it's no beef, it's no problem, right? The real beef was in-house. She addressed the whole queen of rap conversation. I still think calling Beyonce the queen of rap, that's even if she fully believes that shit 1,000%, that's weird, but she's entitled to her opinion. She's entitled to her feelings. She's entitled to whatever she wants to say in an answer, in an interview. But I think that's some bullshit, man. Beyonce don't even got enough rap songs to be the queen of rap. She could be the queen of hip hop if you're going to say Jay-Z's the king. But queen of rap, as in rapping, the act of going in a studio, bodying verse for verse for verse for verse for verse. You can't put Beyonce in that category, man. She sounds great when she raps. I wish she would rap more. I don't know who the fuck we got to get her with to get her to do that. Hell, I would love to go with that motherfucker and pin some of them got, but nah. But she stand 10 toes down on that shit, and she say it ain't no offense to nobody when I say it. Even Missy Elliott herself knows when it comes to that question who I'ma say. So who the fuck am I? All right. Now let's go back in history. Back in 2000 and what year was this? 20, I believe. January 7, 2020. An article came out about Trina's ordeal with her former manager and the whole Nicki Minaj situation and how this played out. So at the time, they say she was working on her comeback LP while her mother was battling breast cancer. Last summer, Trina found her name in blog headlines when members of her camp blasted Nicki Minaj for not filming a music video for the collaboration Baps. Trina later came out to defend Nicki, but also admitted she was dealing with a business situation gone terribly bad. The public has now gotten more information about the monetary problems surrounding her independent album titled The One, which came out in June of 2019. Again, we're going back in time to address this because consistency is very important. On a Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 3 premiere, Trina spoke about what supposedly went down with her business partner over the LP. She said, after 4 years, we finished the album finally. Then my business partner, Julian Booth, was given a $300,000 advance, and he used it for his label, which was supposed to be for me. Now that, my friends, is some fuck shit. Motherfucker, you $300,000 for us to invest into an album, promotion, marketing, hitting the streets, the groundwork on an independent project, and you use it for your measly ass, bitch ass, sorry ass label who ain't got nobody compared to me? I would have had to hit a rich homie Quan, call up my hitters. My hitter, go get that nigga. Come on, man. I'm just fucking around. I ain't got no hitters. Right? She says, now, all of a sudden, I'm getting cease and desist letters from producers that were never paid, and my whole album was taken down off the internet. Yeah, I would have had to get them hitters. Right? The self-described baddie also accused Booth of trying to take advantage of her while she was concerned with her mother's declining health. Right? She said, physically, I was there. Mentally, I wasn't, so I wasn't double-checking everything that Julian was doing. So there you have it. The story is consistent from them to now. But since all of this has transpired, it seems that her and Nicki, they're not necessarily beefing, but they're not necessarily on the most speaking terms. She said the last time they spoke might have been a year or two ago when Nicki's father passed away. And, if there was really no issue, if there was nothing really substantial to keep them away from each other, I hope that they could come back and speak. I don't know if they'll ever do music again together. Perhaps they could tour together at some point. I mean, Trina does have enough hits. The question is, does she have enough wind on stage? Because I have seen some performance of her in recent years, and we want to see you get that stamina back up, Miss Trina. If you're going to be the baddest, you got to be the baddest on stage, too. You know what I'm saying? And we want to see you in all your glory and light. You are a legend. You've been here for 20 years. We would love to see you in that proper light. We're going to keep the show rolling. We're not going to spend too much time on that, but I do salute her for coming out, telling the story, and letting us know what it is, what it do. All right? Now, let's get to Miss Young Miami. Talking about the status of the City Girls, right? The City Girls are officially over. They're doing their own thing. We got the Yam season for Young Miami. And Miss JT is what? The City Cinderella. I think she's got a project coming called City Cinderella. So at least they have other things to move forward with. I'm not sure if, I don't know. Let me not say nothing. Right? Okay, it's a successful record. I actually liked it from JT. So, shit, man. More power to both of them. Let's see what Young Miami had to say.
I think when the City Girls album just dropped and it didn't do too well, and we was just like trying to do our press run, you know, the whole rollout of the album was just so bad because we was just in two different spaces. You know, like we older now, and it was just like she was doing her own thing. She on the West Coast. I'm in Miami. I'm doing my own thing, and I felt like naturally when she doing her own thing, it just worked for her. And when I'm doing my own thing, it worked for me. But when we get together as a group, it just wasn't connecting. Like it just wasn't working no more. So I think we both was at a point where we was just like, we probably should just do our own shit. Right. But that was the point for me.
There you have it. Young Miami says, hey, they were doing good. They were feeling good. They were, you know what I'm saying, excited about things that they were doing on their own, living in separate places. JT is now doing things on the West Coast in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it right out there. Miami is still staying in Miami, still doing what she do in her comfort zone. And whenever it was time for them to get together, I think, number one, I'm sure the process of putting that album together was probably a motherfucking headache. Then having to go do the press run, they weren't on the best of terms. They were, you know what I mean, probably were eager to get back to their other obligations, and that was reading out in their interviews. They seemed disengaged, seemed disinterested, didn't seem like they were on one accord, not really agreeing with each other in their statements. In the interviews, it definitely looked like fallen angels from the sky. You know what I'm saying? So they continued to put their best face on and, you know, push forward, truck forward, and it just didn't work out ultimately. You know what I'm saying? They had things came to a head on Twitter. Miami felt like JT had been throwing subs and shots at her on all of her solo records, even the one that was on the City Girls album, No Bars. She said, you've been dissing me on all your records. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I support you in all things. I'm the one that hype you up when you don't be feeling this shit. But yet you be on my motherfucking head when you get in the booth. What the hell's going on? Right? Furthermore, I'm on Complex because that video only gives you so much information. There's a full interview where she talks about a lot of different things, and we're going to go through it. So on Complex, they say when the City Girls first exploded onto the music scene in 2018, it was just months before JT was due to turn herself in for a 24-month sentence for identity theft. Ain't that about a bit? You out here scamming, jugging. Huh. Despite her lack of experience rapping or touring, Young Miami was able to maintain the group's momentum, snagging a major co-sign from Drake on In My Feelings while building the City Girls profile. Miami remembers certain trolls and critiques that would label her as the weakest link of the group, but it didn't discourage her from working on her craft. Young Miami and JT were able to deliver 2 successful albums over the last 6 years before the release of their latest project, Raw, which was destined for failure because y'all called it Raw. R-A-W, real ass whores. Coach K and P should have never let y'all do that shit. It didn't matter what the music sounded like. Who the fuck want to buy that? Y'all thought y'all was on some Sexy Red shit and it was Sexy Dread. Anyway, the project was met with a lackluster response, both critically and commercially, which made the group pause and reevaluate their musical situation. JT on the West Coast, I'm in Miami, as we saw her say on The Other Thing, wasn't connecting. The two realized that they wanted to try to release music separately. The City Girls aren't over, but Young Miami and JT releasing music separately for the first time marks the beginning of a new era. Cap! It's over. Well, they may come back at some point and reunite, so let's leave the door open for that, right? Let's put a revolving door on that. JT has a strong song of the summer contender with OK, and Young Miami's first solo offering, Can't Fuck With Me, featuring Skilla Baby, is authentically Miami and authentically trash. But I'm wishing you all the best with the next one. She said people had just been talking to me crazy, that I was like, you know what? I want to go in the studio and tell these bitches like, hey, y'all can't fuck with me. Relax. So just going through shit really motivated me to get in the studio and make music. Okay. They state, CFWM is only the start of new music she's cooking up for her Yams era, what the rapper is using as a catchphrase to describe the Miami energy surrounding her new album. She's also working on the next season of her talk show, Carisha Please, which has been Miami's way of showing off the Carisha side of her personality while talking to her contemporaries. So there is going to be a return of Carisha Please. I was not sure if we were going to get that. I think that is a good lane for her. I hope she's able to refine herself a little bit in the next season, promote a little bit more growth, a little bit more polish, a little bit more like experience, expertise, good questions, not just salacity. I don't even know if salacity is a word, salaciousness. But hopefully she can, return and do some good things. It's been a little minute. And despite the rumors happening in her personal life, mostly due to her relationship with Diddy, Young Miami is committed to staying positive and drowning out the negative noise. She says, you can't let people dictate your life and tell you what you can and can't do. You don't even fucking know me. So it's like you got to keep going and you got to just learn how to block out the noise. That's the only way you're going to be successful, if you block out the noise. With her new musical era underway and a new season of Carisha Please on the horizon, she's prepared to continue to expand her world. All right? We're going to keep going. They say, thinking back to your first show as the City Girls at Heads or Tails in Miami, what were your nerves like leading up to it? So they're asking her about the history going back in time when she came out representing the City Girls by her goddamn self, I guess. She said, I was excited. It was in Miami. We knew the whole hood was coming out to support us, which they did. We went and got some outfits made, and once I got on stage and saw everybody rocking our shit, it gave me chills. Okay, so maybe that was her and JT at that time. They ask, wasn't there a fight that happened? She says, I think it showed us that we can do it and that people were rocking with us and fucking with us. I think it was a fight in the crowd or something to that effect. Okay. Moving forward, they say, how has the music scene in Miami changed since then? Do you think it's harder to get discovered? She says it's very hard for Miami artists. I feel like we're not really heard that much, and I don't know what the disconnect is because I feel like Miami music is so different. Perhaps that's why it's difficult. She says, just the way, that was my insertion there. Just the way it makes you move, the way it makes you feel is just so different, and I feel like we get a lot of artists that's coming up, but it's hard for them to get noticed, and I don't know why it's like that. Okay. Not going to go through all the questions here. They say, what's been inspiring you lately? She said, I had to really get back in my bag. People had just been talking to me crazy. Okay, so that's the same quote. Damn it, man. At what point did you realize you wanted to put out a solo project? Good question. She says, oh, shit, that's the video. Damn. Oh, man. So there's nothing of note here that we haven't already expanded on. Here's a good one. They say, how do you navigate these new parasocial relationships between fans and artists where they think they know you because of how much of your life you share? She says, I feel like I used to be so open. I would go on Instagram Live and just talk. I'm not doing it no more. I do it, but it's not fun no more. What the fuck? This shit just scrolled right in front of my face without me on here. People are just overly invested. It used to be fun. This is how I came in, going live, being who I am. But now I can say anything and this shit's so serious or it's so negative or it's so bad. So that's the boundary that I had to put up. I'm not going live and I'm just going to talk less. Less is more. I'm not doing a lot of things that I used to do. She says, I actually miss going live. When I used to do that, it was part of my therapy. If I was having a bad day, fuck it. I'm going to put my phone and read the comments. She said her and Saucy Santana was able to get a TV show off of doing lives and just personality and bringing something different to the game. She says, I miss doing that, but it's just not no fun. And I hate that for my fans that genuinely support me and want to see me talk, but it's just not fun mentally. And I got to say, I support that decision. I understand where she's coming from. Even with all of the shit going on with Diddy, even with all of the questionable things that she said, talking about getting pissed on and all this different type of stuff, I do think that we got to recognize people's humanity. I do think we got to recognize people's ability and freedom to have nice things. You know, if she wants to go live and talk to her fans, she should not be getting chastised the entire time to where it's like just so much bombardment with negativity or jokes or, distasteful comments. I think we all can agree with that and understand that. I don't understand the part of it being part of your therapy. I think that was a bad way of trying to open up and express yourself in a therapy type of way. But, she's still not all that refined with putting her words together. Excuse me. So I'm not going to hold that against her too much. Is there anything in here that I feel is pertinent? They say, how strong of a friendship do you have with JT where you can argue on Twitter for thousands of people to see and make up in the same thread? She says, I think this is a good one. This is a good one. She said, I think it's sisterhood. That's my friend, of course, but that's more like family to me. I've been knowing JT my whole damn life, so that's not our first argument. It probably won't be our last argument. This time it went to the internet. It was a lot of emotions. We got people pulling us left and right, and it was just some shit that we just talked about behind closed doors like, girl, I love you. Let's keep it pushing. It ain't never that deep where it'll go further than that. I fuck with that, you know, because that shit was messy. That shit was, wow. I was live when that shit happened, and it's quite a doozy. But I'm actually glad that they were able to patch things up. I hope the patching of that was authentic and real and that they don't have to go through that again. Because again, I do wish artists good mental health space. You know what I mean? I don't want to see people in perpetual anguish. That's not my goal. That's not my aim. That's not why I do this. They ask her what success looks like at this stage of her career. She says, success looks like the Black Oprah. They say Oprah is black, though. She said, I said what I said. Pew, pew, pew. Oprah, you got to put your vest on. She said, to really come from where I started to where I'm going next, the sky's the limit. I've done so much. Going back to the point they said I couldn't rap. I was rapping when I was in the movie You People. Then I got my podcast. I got a drinking game. I just keep getting creative, and it's something new every day. So I just feel like the sky's the limit for me. And I fuck with that too. I don't think she's a good rapper at all, but I respect the hustle. I respect the ability to go out there and get it. Everybody does not have it. Everybody's not born with it, and everybody does not find their way to it. She always going to find a way to get to a bag. I hope that she can do it without compromising herself in any way. All right. So that's that on Young Miami, speaking on the City Girls and the relationship with JT and what to expect from her moving forward. Okay. Cool. Next up, we're going to get into, I said Kanye, right? Okay. Kanye West is being sued on claims of harassment and wrongful termination by former assistant. Okay. Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, is being sued by his former assistant, Lauren Pisciotta. She's accusing him of harassment, breach of contract, wrongful termination, according to court documents obtained by Entertainment Weekly. When white women come out, Entertainment Weekly get that shit. When it's a black issue, goddamn YBF Daily be having that shit. In the complaint, Pisciotta details disturbing encounters with West, who allegedly masturbated in front of her, in addition to sending multiple explicit text messages. That's some disgusting shit, man. Don't nobody want to see your little Peter. Pisciotta claims that after collaborating with West on his Yeezy's Women fashion line and 3 tracks on his Donda album, the rapper hired her as executive assistant / personal assistant in the year of 2021. And he offered her an annual salary of $1 million on the condition that she be available to him 24/7. That's troubling. Annual salary of $1 million so that you be available to him 24/7. But your workload is not a 24/7 workload. So what does the additional availability entail? And what are the limitations on that availability? I don't like that. Prior to accepting the position, Pisciotta claimed she was making $1 million annually from her work on OnlyFans and various other social media platforms. So that rings a bell. So you knew she was an OF girl. She was making money from doing salacious content. Let's just say that. When I say mature content, explicit content on OnlyFans. You hired her. She allowed you some sort of help with the fashion line and on your music. How'd she do that? So you say, I'll match what you're making off OnlyFans for you to come work for me. but it seems that the lines got blurred from there. She said that while West initially had no objection to her OF account, he allegedly stated in 2022 that he wanted her to be godlike and asked her to delete her account in exchange for $1 million. Pisciotta accepted but claims that West never paid. She also alleges that after quitting OF, she received a barrage of explicit phone calls and text messages from him. The complaint cites several of the messages, including one where West allegedly wrote, "See, my problem is," and this is a quote from what Kanye allegedly says, "See, my problem is I be wanting to fuck. But then after I fuck, I want a girl to tell me how hard they been fucked while I'm fucking them. Before adding, then I want her to cheat on me. You fucking weirdo." Let me not put that on you because I don't know if you really said that. But I'm going to put the caveat. If you said that, you're a fucking weirdo. Especially saying this to an employee, somebody you're working with, you have a professional relationship with. She says Pisciotta also alleged that West was fixated on the penis size of her boyfriends and sent her videos of himself having sex with a model. But you want her to be godlike, but you are approaching her on some sexual innuendo, talking about how you want to, you know what I'm saying, how you want your interaction to be, and you're sending her explicit videos she never asked for. That's weird. In another message, West allegedly asked Pisciotta, "Is his D racist?" and adds, "I'm going to stare at pictures of a white woman with black asses and beat the out of my racist dongle." He didn't say dongle. Pisciotta also claimed that West would use work-related calls to jerk his chicken while on the phone with her. The complaint also outlines an incident that allegedly took place during an overnight flight to Paris while several other Yeezy employees were present. Pisciotta claimed that West asked to talk to her in his room, where he allegedly shut the door and began to let jack off in front of her. Pisciotta is also suing West and his affiliated Yeezy companies for allegations of fraud, unpaid wages, and the intentional infliction of emotional distress. The complaint states that Pisciotta was promoted to chief of staff for his various companies in September of 2022 and told that she would receive an additional $3 million for her promotion. She claims that she was instead fired the following month and allegedly offered a $3 million severance package, which she accepted but still has not received. So that's a total of $4 million that was never delivered. In an email statement, a legal representative for West called Pisciotta's allegations baseless and claims Pisciotta pursued Kanye. So they're saying that she was after him, not the other way around. They say she pursued West sexually to coerce employment and other material benefits, then engaged in blackmail and extortion when her advances were rejected. The legal rep also claims Pisciotta stole West's cell phone in an attempt to destroy phone records that would contradict her claims, all of which have been preserved. Ooh. Fight back, fight back. She was terminated for being unqualified, but you hired her anyway. Demanding unreasonable sums of money, including a $4 million annual salary and numerous documents. How's she demanding unreasonable sums of money when y'all promoted her and y'all already had, let's keep going, and numerous documented incidents of her lascivious, unhinged conduct. Adding that Ms. Pisciotta is also accused of sending West unsolicited nudes and twerking in the office during business hours. Now, if you were sending him the nudies, that's a whole other thing. That means that y'all was in a consensual relationship at that point. Well, I won't say that. Well, yes, I will say that because you haven't said anything about him forcibly, y'all know what I mean. But y'all did engage in some sort of exchange of nudes. The statement alleges that Pisciotta, oh no, we already went through that. As of late, West has frequently been embroiled in legal trouble. Earlier this year, a former employee of the rapper's Donda Academy and Yeezy brand filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of racism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, Anti-Semitism, excuse me, god dang. Harassment against both of the school students and employees. Remember that he put them in like cages and some stuff, man. You're a weird nigga, man. It's enough out here to say you a weird nigga, bro. You need to be exiled. The plaintiff, Trevor Phillips, alleges that he was harassed by West in a sexual manner, repeatedly abused and humiliated in front of other employees and staff, and was never paid termination or severance after Donda Academy shut down. So this is man-on-man alleged action. In 2023, a construction consultant who claims to have worked on remodeling West Malibu Mansion, we talked about this the other day, sued him over dangerous working conditions and unpaid wages and making him sleep in an unfinished home on the floor as a 24-hour security detail. It seems to me Kanye is on his way to Diddy territory. That's how it looks to me. And if any or all of this stuff is true, all y'all niggas are going to end up in the same cell or in the same Bali jurisdiction. Niggas need to be beat the fuck down. But that's what I got for y'all on my show on this one. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. Big shout out to all my insiders. Big shout out to all the love and support we've been getting. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and shout out all of the support we've gotten today alone. Because this shit really does mean a lot to me. Y'all don't understand. But this is a big fucking deal. Shanna B, big shout out to her for the super chat. Smiling Seas for the super chat. Kisa for the super chat. Diabolique for the super chat. Big shout out to Miss Tamia for the super chat today. Y'all have helped majorly. YouTube has been pulling some weird stuff, and I think this is a good time as any to let y'all know. YouTube has been putting ad suitability restrictions on a lot of my content lately. Y'all may not know what ad suitability restrictions are, but basically there's this little yellow $ that goes on your content, which means that they're going to show limited ads on your videos, which means that by default, they're going to decrease what you make. So a lot of the lives I've been doing, a lot of the uploads I've been doing, they've been subjected to that limited ad suitability. So when y'all actually super chat and y'all support and y'all send those things, it does mean a lot, because that's what is going to allow me to ultimately keep providing that content with y'all without taking a hit or a decrease in what I make from doing this on YouTube. I don't know what type of season they're in. I don't know if they're having issues with securing advertisers that want to pay for content. They're trying to say that it's the things that I'm talking about in my videos, but I try to use as much coded language as possible, even in videos where it's just about the rap beef between, you know, Bia and Cardi. They're flagging those videos, and we're not even talking about anything like super bad or explicit. So it's getting weird out here. YouTube is trying to be cheap, and they don't want to pay people their full earnings. So again, I appreciate y'all, for those of y'all that are stepping up and, you know, doing that without me even mentioning it. I greatly appreciate y'all. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will catch y'all later. All right. Much love and respect. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like Soldier Rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.